Hello, let's not play a bunch of New York Times games because the New York Times Tech Guild strike continues and they have asked us not to cross the click it line. So we are going to be playing alternative games to the connections games until the strike is resolved and they come to a resolution. So anyway, we're going to be playing the Connection Strike edition, which is actually created by the Tech Guild themselves. So it's their version of connections that we can play without crossing the click it line. I'm also going to be playing Plusword again in replacement of the New York Times Mini Crossword. And then we're going to be playing Word Salad instead of Strands and Betweenle instead of Wordle. All right, so let's start with Connection Strike Edition. We're finding 4 groups of 4. So we have Fry, Email, Roast, Pie, Chant, March, Bread, Call, Patch, Zoom, Spice, Picket. Picket? Like a picket fence? Boil, Slack, Disrupt, and Crisp. I'm wondering if it is picket on like underscore fence, picket fence. What else would be fence though? Because I don't know what else picket would be. Okay, I'm not seeing anything that's obviously blank fence, so maybe not that. We have Slack and Zoom. I don't know if this is a red herring, but those are online meeting services. What else would be? These are things you could do when working from home. Zoom and Slack and email. Work from home tools. What's the other one? Call? These are ways of remotely communicating. Let's try it. Ways to communicate while working remote. Yeah. That is one of their demands is right now, most of them are they have a lot of fully remote workers who live all over the US. And they want to move everybody to New York City and make them come in to work multiple times a week. And they're not too happy about that because, you know, who wants to get moved to a new location and have to go into work when everything was working perfectly fine while working remote? It's a really common thing happening in the industry right now where, you know, we all ended up working remote because of COVID, and now the companies are like, hey, we want you to come back in, but people have moved all over the place, gotten used to not having to commute, saves a lot of time. Working from home has been just as effective. So it's really unclear why these companies are trying to force employees to come back in, other than being a soft way of doing layoffs. Instead of saying, hey, we need to lay off employees, they're saying, oh, you have to come back in and work in the office now. And that causes some percentage of employees to quit. And so they don't have to pay unemployment and they don't have to put out numbers saying they did layoffs. It's really nasty. All right, what else do we have here? We've got bread. Is that like bread? They've made that mean money before, but I don't think that would be it. Oh, you can bread and fry and roast chicken. Spice chicken? Crisp? I think these are ways of cooking chicken. Fry, roast, bread. Well, hold on. Bread is an act you do to make chicken. I don't know about that. It's probably something similar to that. Boil? Okay, boil, like so. Okay, you can boil things, you can fry things, you can roast them, you can crisp them. Let's try that. Cooking methods. Okay, that's the green. What else do we have here? March. Oh, the picket line for March, picket, disrupt, and chant are things you can do while protesting. Union actions, and then pie, bread, patch, and spice. Interesting. Pie, bread, patch, and spice. I don't know what this purple is. Let me think about it for one more minute. Honestly, not sure. Let's find out. Pumpkin. Oh, pumpkin bread, pumpkin patch. Right, a pumpkin patch. Pumpkin pie and pumpkin spice. Gotcha. All right. Cool. Well, let's move on to the Plusword. So, Plusword, if you didn't see my other video where I played it. Oh, it's number 900. That's quite the... I didn't notice that. Anyway, you're solving a crossword. You have crossword clues, but then you also have yellows and greens on the grid and grays. And that is going to be like Wordle clues, where then you solve the Wordle at the bottom. And so you can actually use those yellows and greens to help you solve the crossword as well. What one hopes a wedding goes off without, ironically? A hitch. That's funny because you're getting hitched. Earth tone, chore. So it's an anagram of chore, and it's an earth tone. Ochre. No, is it R-E or E-R? I'm going to go with R-E for now. Tire. Like a wheel. Blank pole, carved emblem. I don't know what that is. Oh, totem pole. Totem pole. And then non-written exams, oral. That doesn't work. It's too short. Let's look at the, this is probably how to. Guide, how to. Greek god's blood, Ichor. Oop, oh, it was all the way up there. Sorry, Ichor. Greek letter, theta. Fish basket. I don't know what that is. Is this... Non-written exams are oral... Oh, exams. Orals. Duh, I should have realized it was just plural. Creel. Fish basket, creel. Okay, so we've got definitely a C here and an M here. We need to use an S and an R. Probably it's S-C-R. Now, what vowel isn't gray? We have A, E, I, O. So it's got to be scrum. Nice. Did it. 206. Cool. I think some of that time ticked up before I started, though. Let's continue to word salad. So it's number 252, musical ensembles by Mark. All right. So what we need to do is we need to find that at the bottom here, we've got 4, 5, 9, 7, 4. These are the length of the words we're trying to find. They all relate to musical ensembles. So QU seems useful. Musical quartet, maybe? Quartet. That's our 7 length, it looks like. That used up the QU. I see orchestra, I think. Or do we? Yeah, orchestra. Wait, how am I? Oh, stra, like that. There we go. So now we just have some short words left, 4 and 5. Band. Looks like it was a fairly easy one today. Well, I'm saying that a little early. So we have a 4-letter word and a 5-letter word. Oh, trio. And then something using all these letters. Choir. Nice. All right, nice and easy day. Some of the days are a little harder than others. All right, well, let's move on. We'll play Betweenle. This will be our last game. A little bit of a shorter video today. I might just throw in some more games because it's been so short. But so how's Betweenle work? I'm going to start with I'll start with choir because that was in the last game. It doesn't really matter what you start with. I'll show you why. So what we're trying to do is now this has moved up. So that means the word we're looking for, yeah, alphabetically. If you were to take all the words alphabetically, like the way the dictionary does, the word is between choir and all Z's. So between choir and the end of the dictionary. But this orange dot and these numbers help you kind of locate it because it's saying that it's closer to choir than the end. And the amount closer is we're 27% of all the words in the dictionary away from choir and 58% away from all the words in the dictionary away from the end. So 27% is quite a bit, but we're probably still in the like, it's been a while since I played this. Let's do gamer. Hi, Kenny. See how that goes. Okay, so that still went up. We're still 9.6% away from gamer. So we have all of G to go through, maybe all of H. Let's try starting with I. We could do Ichor, which was in the last game as well, or in the Plusword at least. Okay, so that's not quite far enough, but I think we're still in the I's because we're 1.3% away. So let's do like a late I. Like, actually, it's hard to think of words starting with I. Maybe like IN. Is there like a later letter that might make sense? Maybe itchy. Ooh, that's fun. IT. Okay, so 0.04% away. 0.01% you can kind of heuristically think of as one word. So we're about 4 words away from itchy. It could be 3, it could be 5. Probably 3 actually, but is there another IT word? You could try to think of all the words and count up, but there are some weird words, right? So you might miss some. What? I don't know. Maybe I can move up a letter. It's tempting to try like a really early J word just to make sure we do start with I, because there aren't that many words that would start with I, especially with this late in the alphabet. But yeah, okay. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do jaunt, and that should be pretty far away. Yeah, okay. So we actually do start with I then. So there's a lot of words starting with I. So maybe I should do IT. What would it be? It's what? How am I thinking about this? Wow, I didn't think this game would take so long. IU doesn't make sense. IV, IW, IX, IY, IZ. It's IT or it's nothing as far as I know. I don't think there's a bunch of words before jaunt starting with J, so it's got to be this. Is there an ITT word? Iter, is that a word? No. Ooh. Or if, maybe? I don't see that. Ito. It's... Okay, so... Can't think of an IT. IU. IV. Ooh, how about ivory? That was it. Okay. Ooh, that was tough. Ivory was hard to think of. But ivory in 6 is not bad. Cool. You know what? Why don't I just add one more game? What should I do? I'll think of it. All right, I've decided to do Fibble again, and maybe Symble, depending on how long Fibble takes. So, yeah, because this video is actually pretty short for my videos. All right, so we're starting with drill here. Fibble works just like Wordle, except we are, it's going to color the guess, and then it's going to change one of the letters to a different color. So we're guaranteed to have exactly one lie. So we have drill here. So I want to keep using that I and use probably an R. I could even do the R in place. I could do like, yeah, let's just do like brain. That seems good. Okay, so we have a contradiction because drill said there is an I in the word and brain said there's not. They can't both be true. So since they can't both be true, anything that agrees between drill and brain cannot be true. So these R's, or sorry, anything that agrees can't be false. So they have to be true. So these R's are true. Because if there was an R in the word, these would both have to be lying, and I wouldn't have a lie left for the I's, so only 2 lies total. All right, so we know there's no R in the word. I'm going to keep using an I. Maybe I can bring in an L instead, so we could do like an L something I. Now, that would mean that I need to use the B and the N in another spot. Actually, B's, statistically, B's are always first. I know it is possible to not have them first, but I'm just going to take that sort of leap of faith there and just say this B is the lie, which means that this I was the lie. And so that just means there's an N in the word. I'm just going to go from there. Let's do enjoy. I like doing uncommon letters just like that because we can just assume this green J is the lie because it's just such an uncommon letter. So the rest of this is true. So we need to do an N and then maybe an O and then an E at the end. So like SNO would make a whole lot of sense. What would this be though? Snope? Is that a word? No, it's not. I'm not sure there is one. Snote? Okay, what else is possible here? N, we could do like ON and then end in E. Does that help me? Or ONE something? Or I could do NE and then oh, I don't like that. Or I don't think OE makes sense. This just feels like a form that's gotta have words. Maybe UN? UN? Un. There's gotta be something. Can't start with E. Onset. There it is. It was onset. Cut it in 4. All right. Let's do Symble as well. And this will be the last game. So Symble, I always start like with blaze. So Symble has 2 layers to it. The first layer is we need to decode these symbols. We get different symbols every time. In fact, when you play, you'll get different symbols. And so the symbols mean 3 different things, similar to what Wordle would mean. So one of the symbols was what I would call green. And that's the preferred symbol. If green is correct, I mean, if it should be green there, it will be. And what that means is the letter's in the correct spot, just like Wordle. So if this was the green symbol, for example, the yellow teardrop, it doesn't have to be green. I just call it green. If the yellow teardrop were green, then that would mean that there is an L second. That's the easiest one to understand. If it was the yellow symbol, the out of place symbol, it works kind of opposite of Wordle. And that would tell us that some other letter that we guessed goes in that spot. So a B, A, Z, or E would go second. And then the third kind of symbol is what I call gray, basing off the Wordle. And that means that none of the letters in my guess go in that slot. So if say this first one is a gray, that means B, L, A, Z, and E, none of them go in that spot. But keep in mind that we can only clue a letter to one of the symbols. So for example, if this L were the green, so L is used up by the green, then this B could be the gray symbol, because it's not allowed to use the L twice. And it's going to prefer using the L as the green. Then it's going to prefer using the L as out of place. Then after that, it's going to prefer. So anyway, if we run into those situations, I'll explain it further. But I'm going to assume that this is green, so we have an L second, and then the rest is gray. So just all new letters. I'm going to do sling. That's my follow-up for that. Okay, so what we learned here is sling is just all gray, right? It's not going to be all yellow. And if it were all green, we would have won. So that means that the L is not second. So that means this is the out of place. Now this is why I use the blaze start. The B and the Z we can just ignore. We can say those don't go second. So we're going to put an A or an E there. Let's try the A, and then maybe an AY word. I really like guessing those. I don't know why campy came to mind, but why not? All right, so this is the new symbol. We know it has to be the green because the blue and the yellow are not the green. So that new symbol, the infinity sign, is our green. So we know we have an A here and a PY. That's very lucky. So maybe the answer is like happy. Let's try it. There we go. The answer was happy. Nice. Pretty happy with that solve. Got it in 4. 4 is definitely my most common number of guesses. But yeah, I really enjoy Symble. I enjoy Fibble. I like it Betweenle. I like all these games. So hope you're learning about new games and enjoying them. And let me know how you did.